at the national and local level. Our very own Greg Allman covers our beloved Buccaneers for The Athletic, and he is doing a great job. So not only will you get access to all of Greg's great content, but you're going to get access to national writers that you already know, like Jay Glazer and Michael Lombardi. What I like best is the fact that there's no pop-up ads, there's no clickbait, just great sports writing that's going to get you exclusive player profiles. It's going to dive deep into the analytics. You're going to get power rankings, fantasy sports insights, things like that you're never going to find anywhere else. So you're ready to get started? All right, here's the deal. To get 40% off, that's right, 40% off your yearly subscription, just go to theathletic.com/overtime.
Touchdown Tampa Bay. You're listening to the PewterCast.
Welcome. What in the world? So much. Oh my gosh. Everything's going on. Hey, I know what's going on. Hey, everybody. Wowzer. That's like 4 feeds all going on at exactly the same time. Welcome to the do what?
You said wowzer.
Wowzer. Yeah.
Jinkies, Scoob.
Jinkies. Hey, why don't we try that again? Welcome to the PewterCast live right here at youtube.com. I'm Brent Allen, your host, technical director. This is why I need somebody else for this job, Brent. Trying to do it all in one shot is an issue. But my name's Brent. That guy right over there is Ren Daxt. Ren, welcome to the very first episode, sort of, kind of the PewterCast live.
We renamed it.
We did.
Yeah.
Big
change is coming.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think I said this to Ren about 30 seconds ago. Hey, I'm calling it something different now.
All right. Yep.
Exactly.
Bigger and better.
Exactly. So, but anyway, I mean, guys, this is the show. You guys know how this show works. If you've been around for a while, you know exactly how this works. You guys, we're going to open up the phone lines here in a little bit. You guys can call in to the show here. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. You interrupt us, we'll just talk about it. It doesn't matter. All right. And we'll keep you on the line. We'll clear you out. Please keep your comments brief. Please keep your comments PG-13 rated. And we'll get in there with you guys. You also have the
you don't necessarily have to be brief.
Right.
Just let us interject every once in a while.
Just breathe. All we ask is breathe. And also, if you would prefer, or if you have the guts or the cojones to join us live on the video, you guys can do that. You just click into the link. I'm going to drop it in over here. It is in the chat room. You guys join us live right down here. You just type that link into your browser or into your phone or something like that, and you'll actually join. A little screen will pop up for you. Go join Brent and Ren right here at the PewterCast live. And that's how you do that. I'm going to drop that link for everybody over in the chat room as well, too, as our friend Craig says. So that's kind of the rundown. We'll put up the phone line here in just a few minutes when we open that up. But Ren, buddy, it is the off season. We drop our show down to once every 2 weeks in the off season.
Normally.
Except I think we've had about 4 in the last 6 days.
We
still have one in the can that we haven't even released yet.
That's true. Forgot about that one.
We should do that. But
yeah,
we'll do the pleasantries. How you doing, Ren?
I'm good, man. My coronavirus honey-do list is expanding by the day.
Oh, it is. It's not getting shorter. Yeah. It's getting longer, huh?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And we were afraid that the city's Pinellas County gonna go lockdown maybe Monday.
Okay.
So Cheryl and I and the rest of Pinellas County decided it was a great idea to go to Home Depot. So did that today. Hung a ceiling fan, planted some flowers, buried a cable wire of like a twisted cable. Had to bury that in the yard. So I have been very busy.
There you go. You're looking like you have a little shine on you these days here, Ren.
That's the lights.
Oh, okay. No,
That's the
man,
lights.
I know what you're talking about. I have been painting over at my parents' house this past weekend, and yeah, going through that. And my list over here, my wife's like, well, you get out and redo the fence like you've been wanting to, or you can do this. And I've been like, yeah, hey, kiddo, go get your fishing pole. Let's go out to the pond out back. Just go fishing.
Like,
But
I don't even think I've eaten today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I promise
Like
you that is one thing that has not fallen off for me. And it probably should. But so anyway,
go on the Ren diet. When's the
yeah.
last time you ate? 8:00 on Friday, I believe.
There you go. 8 a.m. But hey, listen, it's not just you and I. We're not here to talk about all this. We're here to talk about the Buccaneers, Ren. Lots to go on. You and I we've had a whole show talking about Brady, and there's been a handful of things that have happened. We've had a handful of free agents signed. There's still some that are unsigned. This whole thing about Brady is probably going to change our draft strategy quite a bit. So maybe we'll get into talk about that. But this really is the show where we are giving our fellow fans a chance to call in. You and I have had our say on previous episodes. You guys go check that out. This is for you. If you guys are brand new to the show, you're brand new to the PewterCast Live, like I said, you'll be able to call in. If you got the guts to drop into the video chat, you can do that as well too. And to our friend Craig, I see him in the chat room. Craig in Vegas is in the chat room, so I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
By the way, the PewterCast drinking game. Every time somebody says as well too, that's when you got to take a drink. But if you guys are new, great. If you guys have been here for a while, you know how this works. But we're going to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. This is your show for what you guys want to do. But Ren, before we open that up,
Okay.
I will well here, let's respond. We got a message in the chat rooms from Richard. Says, dudes, where have you guys been? I thought you were going live when you found out about Brady and if he came to the Bucs. Ren, where have we been?
I don't know. I thought we've been done for like 4 pods in 6 days. That's where we've been.
Yeah.
I don't think we promised that we were gonna go live when Brady was the Bucs. And plus it was a weird situation because he was a Buck, but he wasn't. So, given the history of being left at the altar with an A or double A, I guess, or 2 A's, I should say.
Yes.
We wanted to wait till he actually inked it. And as soon as he inked it, we did a pod, that night.
And here we are doing the live version of it.
Yeah.
2 days later.
And here we are. Yeah. TV's doing what they can. Like they're putting on like old Final Four games. And I know the local radio station down here is going to play some old Rays, but not even really old, just last year. I guess it's old. Some playoff games that the Rays were in. And, they're doing what they can to fill us, with sports. But one of the reasons we want to do this tonight is because, there's nowhere you can go. Like you can talk on Twitter, but you can't call into a show or, there's nothing really on TV to I guess, take your mind off what's going on. And I know a lot of people have opinions on, the free agency. Of course, there's Tom Brady. People are going to want to talk about Jameis. People are going to want to talk about other free agents because there's still holes on the roster that I think people would like to upgrade. So they don't get pigeonholed in the draft. And of course, the draft itself. Like, how do all these moves, switch around the draft strategy? I've been doing mocks since, I don't know, the day the season ended for the Buccaneers, and now it's all changed.
Yeah, I'm right now, Ren. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to not pay attention to you. I'm just letting the people in the chat room know how they can get a hold of us.
If only we had 2 experienced podcasters to fill this dead air.
Exactly.
What are you struggling with over there?
Our friend Frank G says that he's been using the free NFL Game Pass, watching all the 2019 games. Have you been using that at all, Ren? I know you've had your honeydew list, but have you been using that the free NFL Game Pass?
I have not. It's kind of a bear to use, when people pay for it. And then you opened it up for free, and then no one has any sports to watch.
Right.
So I've stayed away from it. I just don't think it's really that type of year. Like, what am I going to do? Go back and look at Tom Brady highlights? Watch Brady's versus the Packers. Like, I know what Tom Brady's going to do. And the only guy I guess that we've brought in would be the lineman from the Colts.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's
the only
started,
new guy,
but
right?
I think
Like to the team, besides
yeah,
Brady.
like we know what Shaq Barrett did.
Yeah.
Don't need to see what Shaq Barrett did. Don't need to watch JPP. And just for entertainment value, I got the stick, so
Mhm.
I can watch whatever I want. Anything ever made at the
It's gonna
beginning
be
of time.
it's gonna be a tight race for free agent of the year next year at the Pewties. With what we got. Hey, listen, Ren, with that, you and I have kind of droned on long enough. I got all my stuff done over in the chat room. We're going to drop this up. We'll open up the phone lines for anyone who wants to call in. You guys can do that. That number is 864-729-BUCS. That's 864-729-2827. Or drop into the video chat right here with Ren and I. You can do that with that link right there below. Just type that in to your browser, and that'll get you in here with Ren. But if you guys want to talk about Bucs, you want to talk about Brady, if you want to talk about Jameis, now that he has officially said goodbye and the Buccaneers have also officially said goodbye, you can do that. If you want to talk about draft, if you want to talk about free agents, whatever it is you want to talk about concerning the Bucs, we will do that. I will remind everybody, we only have one phone line, so please, if somebody's on the phone, just wait for the phone line to clear and then call in. And please keep your comments, I would say brief, but I would also say with a breath, and keep them PG-13. But Ren, we actually have our first call, so let's go ahead and get this person on the line with us. You are on the line with Brent and Ren for
Ren and Brent
and Brent and Ren for the PewterCast Live. Who do we have here tonight?
I'm changing the intro to the phone call.
Hello? Hey, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, caller, what's going on? We got you.
What's going on? It's Anthony from Clearwater. How are you?
Anthony, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Anthony.
I'm not much. How you guys doing?
Well, trying to self-quarantine. Hey, I'll take this chance to remind everybody, today's show is brought to you by hand sanitizer, not a substitute for soap and water. Please make sure you wash your hands. Talk to us, Anthony. What's on your mind tonight, buddy?
All right, guys. Like you said in the beginning, this is where people can come to speak their opinion. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And I hope that I don't sound like our buddy, I can't remember his name, the one who just rants on. No offense, love you.
Brian from Memphis is exactly
Brian
who you're
yes,
from Memphis.
I hope I don't sound like him, but if I do on this particular call-in, I have to apologize. But I have quite some things that I would like to say.
Go for it, man. I'll cut you off if you get too long, but go for it.
All right, go ahead. Cut me off. I have no problem with that. First of all, I want to tell everybody that Winston, I have nothing against Winston. You guys know I pounded the table for him. I was ready to see him in year 2 of BA's offense. The injuries, I think, screwed him over, him getting hurt. I still believe that half those 30 interceptions were not on him. I still think that he would be successful with us next year. With that said, my family's from New England, so naturally I've followed the Patriots off on the side a little bit for the past 20 years. I know a little bit more about Brady than the average Bucs fan that you're seeing on Twitter right now. And I can't believe some of the things I'm seeing, and it's just driving me nuts. Like, these people, I get it. You're sad about Winston. I'm sad about Winston. I'm heartbroken about Winston. When I saw his post, I was pretty heartbroken, especially when I saw that he probably isn't going to get a starting job. I personally am heartbroken over it. But these people need to set aside their emotions about Winston and not bring Brady into it, because that has nothing to do with Winston. And there's people calling last year's 4,000-yard, 24 touchdowns with JV receiving core squad from he was basically playing with high school receiving core. He had 3 offensive starting linemen. The other 2 were on IR. How's that a declining season? I mean, I get that the Patriots defense was carrying them last year. I get that. But the shit that I'm seeing with, what they're saying about Brady is just insane to me. Brady's not a system quarterback. Let me get that off my chest too. Brady is not a system quarterback. I can promise you that. Brady can run a different system every single week of the season without even missing a beat. He's done it for the last decade. He can do any system, any scheme. He knows them all off the top of his head. A lot of guys are saying that Brady's 43 and he's too old. Well, these are the same guys that would rip somebody apart if they saw somebody saying something like that about Winston. I just find it comical. You know, and I'll say, if Brady wasn't the guy that's taking Winston's job, I would be absolutely pissed because, like we were all saying, just like Ren was saying, who else is better? Who else are we going to get?
Yeah,
that's
Anthony,
better than Winston.
Anthony, I want to stop you there because I 100% agree with you. And I was thinking about this earlier today, that if it was anyone else besides Tom Brady, I wanted to stay with Jameis Winston. I think I've been very, very clear on that. And for those people who followed us through the season this past year, you know, you guys would know that I was very, I mean, Ren, it was very, very early that I said, hey, I'm kind of off the Jameis train, right? And we just sort of, you know, flowed with it. And I was like, I don't really know. And when it came down to it by the end of the season, what I said was, I want Jameis Winston back or a long-term situation. I'm not looking for a nice year-old. Hey, real quick, do you guys know that video?
I wanted Winston back. I wanted Winston back on a long-term contract, 3-4 year deal. I did. I completely agree.
Yeah. Also, you know, it's funny that New England Patriots fans are saying that the Bucs are going to win the Super Bowl more than Buccaneer fans are. I find that.
Yes, I literally tweeted that out today. I said there's Patriots fans that are coming to these Bucs fans on social media and are literally arguing with Bucs fans, saying that Brady is not done and he has a lot more in the tank. I mean, that is just insane that we have Patriots fans arguing with Bucs fans, trying to tell Bucs fans that they're wrong about what they're saying. That's just that shouldn't even be possible. That's not even necessary. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, Tom Brady's played 19 years. 1 year he was injured. He missed it. You know, that means he's played 18 years. How many Super Bowls has he been to? 9.
Yeah.
That means he goes every other year. How many years do we have him for?
And how many losing seasons did he have in that span?
None.
0.
None. 17 division titles, I think, in 19 years.
Yep.
You know,
another thing that I'll leave you guys off on this because I don't want to hold up the line. But another thing that I'm not saying this towards the people who are hating on Brady right now, but I'm saying it towards all Bucs fans in general, just because it's something that we should all be excited about. If you don't know much about Brady, when he has something to prove, is somebody who is very dangerous. When Brady has something to prove, that's when he goes off. People that don't know his background story, in high school, his starting quarterback or his high school team, they lost 8 games in a row and didn't score a single touchdown. He still didn't get an opportunity to start. He was a backup QB and on a team that didn't even score a single touchdown for the entire season and still never got to see one play on the field. In Michigan, he was the seventh string quarterback. He was 7th on the depth chart, worked his way all the way to the first string, started in his junior year, won 10 games, which was the most games that Michigan had won for quite some time at that time. And his senior year still had to fight for his starting job and didn't start his senior year after winning 10 games. And right now, Brady has that same mentality. He has something to prove right now. Everybody thinks that you see everybody saying that he's too old, his arm's weak. Everybody else is saying that Bill Belichick is what got him to where he is now. He has something to prove, and that's really dangerous for the rest of the league. And I think that every Bucs fan should be excited about that, not worried or making just so much toxic. I just can't believe this is still going on. Like, I'm seeing guys coming out of they're dusting off their Bucs gear out of the closet because they've been waiting for this. This city has been waiting for something like this. We're actually a contender now. We're actually excited to go to the games. The season tickets, everything is going in the right direction. I mean, there's guys that are actually excited. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I've seen wearing Bucs gear in Clearwater.
And time.
So I just had to tell you guys that.
And time.
And I think you guys probably agree with most of the points.
Right.
No, you're right. A great call, man. I mean, we could talk about this, go round and round about it. And I can understand it's a little frustrating, especially for people that have watched the Patriots and know Tom Brady.
Mhm.
His history at Michigan. And,
Yeah.
I don't want to call people's opinions nonsense, but it kind of is. It was like, oh, can Tom Brady run BA's offense? He's not coming here. Is he
Mhm.
going to make he wants roster control. He wants Antonio Brown. Like, he's too old. It's like,
Yeah.
the guy's been to what, 2 of the past 3 Super Bowls? I mean, before last year? I
Right.
mean, I like in his 40s. I mean, what I don't get it, but it's I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, we'll get you there.
I'd
Except
like
you're
you
done.
guys to, at some point in this, can you go over what your draft would look like? Because I'm having a hard time deciding what I would want to do in the draft at this point. So I was wondering if you guys could just go ahead and go over that at some point.
Yeah, I'll
But
do it
other than
real
that,
quick. Offensive line, running back. That's where I want you to focus right now, and probably in that order.
Yeah,
Offensive line, then running back, and then everything else to me is gravy.
that's pretty much what I was thinking too.
Safety is probably an issue. Bolster the defensive line a little bit more. Offensive line probably again. Backup quarterback, I wouldn't mind seeing that. But offensive line and
Day
running
3.
back. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Day 3.
Day three. I think that to me is the short answer to your question there, Anthony. But Anthony, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. We're going to get you out of here. We'll get some other people in here on the line. So definitely appreciate you joining us tonight. Anthony, Ren, we are already got our next person here on the line who somebody actually has the balls and the cojones to join us live here on the video chat. So
this works.
Anyone who's there. So let's see if we can't get this person in here. He is coming in right over there.
What's up?
Hey,
This is Eric. Eric, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, man? What's up? I've been waiting for this, man. What do you guys?
Yeah, man. I saw you bouncing in and out a little bit. Sorry, it's we had you over there though.
What do you guys think about Jason Peters? I've been hearing. What's the update on Jason Peters? I heard Jason Peters for right tackle could be on the Bucs offensive line. What you guys thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, this is something that we say a lot here on the PewterCast. Like, we don't break the news; we just comment on it.
Right.
Now, Peters has been an excellent left tackle for the Eagles for many, many years. All-Pro, Pro Bowler. Like, he's great. He's getting a little long in the tooth. But do I think he's an upgrade? Is he going to switch to right tackle? Does he want to play right tackle? I thought I saw something on Twitter that said he'd do that.
Yeah.
Is he an upgrade from Dotson? Yeah, is he an upgrade from Dotson? Sure. What's his price tag? I'd feel.
How about
the
dream bucket?
Say that one more time, Eric. You froze on us.
How about Antonio Brown? What you guys thoughts on that? Do you think that's ever gonna happen?
Yeah, no way, no how, no way, shape, or form. Do I think Antonio Brown is coming to the Bucs? I think I don't think this team's gonna bring it. And here's the thing: BA loves second chances. Yeah,
is there a 10% chance?
I don't think so.
Sure. I mean, there's always a chance. Yeah. There's always a chance. Like, you can't sit here and say, because he hasn't signed with anybody. But remember, Eric, he still has to go through, like, he has to still get reinstated by the NFL. Like, he's still on suspension. Right. He's still got some type of disciplinary action that goes towards him.
I can wait.
I'm with you. I get it. I just think he's burnt too many bridges. Just because Tom Brady's being a nice guy to him doesn't mean he wants him on the team.
Tom Brady wants him. Tom Brady wants him.
I
would love to see that report because I haven't seen that. I've seen him like a tweet. That's what I've seen him do.
Yeah. And what we've also seen is it's been reported that Tom Brady made no personnel requests, and that includes
Antonio
Brown.
Wow. Okay.
That's
the real story there. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't mean he doesn't want him. I'm just saying there's been no report that Tom Brady has asked for him or demanded him. That doesn't mean he doesn't want him. I want to be very clear about that. He could. Okay. I'm just saying.
What's your guys' thoughts on Cameron Brate take a pay cut today? Restructure his contract. What does that mean for the Bucs?
That's a great question. Ren, you want to take that one or you want me to?
That means that Cameron Brate's going to be a Buck next year.
There you go.
That's what it means. That they went, we haven't seen the numbers yet, so I don't know how big of a solid Brate did by restructuring it, opening up cap space for him. But a lot of people agreed, especially after sort of last year's and BA's type of offense. I do think the 2 tight end offense is going to make a resurgence with Brady's here because he had so much.
I got a question for you. Do you think James Winston will take a pay cut, play for the Bucs behind Tom Brady? Is any
No.
chance on that?
I don't think Winston's ego, it's like getting fired and then they asking you to take a demotion and come back to work.
Right.
I mean, it's a nice thought. It's a nice thought, but also you got to think if you bring Winston back, he's still got a lot of friends on that team, and it might split the locker room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a better idea.
Yeah, and
That's
Jameis
really
has
better.
already said goodbye, and so has the organization said goodbye. I have to, if that was even a possibility, the two sides would have already had that conversation by now, and they wouldn't have publicly said goodbye to each other. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that I think that kind of is the final nail in the coffin. It's possible they had those conversations behind closed doors, which would be the appropriate place to have them. I don't think they did. It's I think the team was very clear of we don't want Jameis back, and Jameis understood that, and he's looking to move on, and testing free agency hasn't worked out for him. So
would Ryan Griffin be a backup behind Tom Brady, or you think we'll get one in the draft? What you guys thoughts on that? If Tom Brady does get hurt, who would be the backup for the Bucs?
I think that they're probably looking to re-sign Blaine Gabbert. I think you definitely should take a quarterback day 3, either the guy from Washington State, either the kid from Iowa, or the kid from
Jalen Hurts. I like the guy from Jalen Hurts. Like
Jalen Hurts, if he's there day 3, that might be a possibility. I don't know how the Bucs think about him because he's kind of. I don't want to say you have to change your offense like you did with Lamar Jackson, but I just don't think Jalen Hurts' strength, even though he throws the ball better than a lot of people think, I don't think his strength is sort of what BA looks for in a quarterback.
I'll take him day 2 if I'm the Bucs.
I'm day 3. I'm not taking any quarterback till day 3.
Yeah.
If it's what do you think? Why do you think the Bucs didn't get Kareem? Why the Bucs didn't get Todd Gurley or Gordon? Do you think
they
the
could have
Bucs
kicked
failed?
the tires and it's just too expensive? And Bruce
$5 million.
very clear.
Only $5 million for Kareem for Todd Gurley. We can't afford.
Was it $5 million for Todd Gurley?
It's Todd.
Is it?
Can Todd Gurley run anymore? I mean, that's a big question.
He might
be done.
Now he's with the Atlanta Falcons. What does it mean for us? We get to stop the run. What does it mean
Well,
for
we
us?
did pretty damn good with it last year.
I know.
So I'm not concerned about Kareem Hunt really at all. Eric, I'll give you one more question. We're going to clear you out here. We'll let somebody else jump in with us. What's up, man?
Do you think Sil will come back with us, or do you think we can go get Clowney at a free agency? We just prefer Clowney?
Sue, 90%. Clowney is going to be too expensive, and I actually, it's going to be weird, and I might take some flack for it if anybody.
Okay, I got one more question for you. If we get Jason Peters out of free agency, would you draft a running back round 1?
No, I would still go offensive line.
Yeah, because Peters is a stopgap at best. He's just too old. Great player, but just too old.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eric, thank you so much, man. Those were great questions. I loved having you on this show. Please come back on future shows. Thanks for having the balls to join us on the live chat, man.
You're welcome, buddy.
Take it easy, buddy. Bye now.
You
too. There we go. Man, I love that. I love getting to actually talk to somebody face to face. That's super cool, man.
I'm not really comfortable with you calling all our viewers and listeners out every single time about having the balls.
Oh.
I'm never comfortable with that kind of thing where like you sort of trash on your fans.
Well, fair.
I mean, I know the Vipers do it. Buccaneers do it every once in a while, but I'm just not, Stu Sternberg does it, owner of the Rays. Okay. That's his thing. But yeah, I'm just throwing that out there live.
Fair enough.
For everyone.
Conversations you should have offline.
Probably.
But no, it's hey, listen, you guys call in. The phone line is open. If you'd like to call us in, you can do that. The number is 864-729-BUCS. That's 864-729-2827. Or if you would simply prefer, if your method of communicating with us is live on the video chat, you guys can do that. Click the link. Here, let's get that in there. all you have to do is just click the little link, or it's not a link. You just type it into your browser, and that'll get you in here to talk to Ren and I, just like we did with Eric, or you can call us just like we did with Anthony from Clearwater a few minutes ago. But you guys do that. 864-729-BUCS. Ren, Eric had lots of great questions there, but I want to circle back to a couple of them. I have no idea what you're trying to do there.
Flexing.
Oh, Ren's over here. For those of you listening to this on the podcast feed later, hello to you guys as well. So many of you guys will be. Ren is currently posing down like he's
I'm practicing on my future Twitch stream personality.
Interesting. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about Sue for a second. He brought up the idea of Sue. Sue is still unsigned.
Right.
Right. We didn't sign Sue until like May of last year. If
he was late.
Post draft, right? But the Bucs have also made it very clear that they want him, and all the reports coming out from the media guys are that they want Sue.
Right.
Right. And that there's interest on Sue's camp to return. Now, I would ask you, what do you think the holdup is? But I know that you have no more information about that than anyone else around the face of the globe that's not been in those conversations.
But what I would say to Buck fans that want Sue back, the good news is you don't hear him linked to anybody else. And so that would be, sort of the silver lining, and then add in the caveat, like you said, he didn't, sign till really late last year. Maybe he doesn't even want to. Maybe he's not even thinking about it right now. Like, doesn't care. Like, I'm just, because last year he traveled around Europe, proposed to his girlfriend. You can't do that now, but maybe
that's what he's doing. Maybe he's actually getting married.
Yeah,
that might be the holdup. Like, we don't know. Hey, somebody's calling in.
But I do have an idea at running back.
You do? Well, let's talk about that in a minute. Right after we talk to, I believe, this is our good friend Craig in Vegas. Craig, is that you or is it somebody else out there?
It's me. How you doing, guys?
What's up, Craig? Good to hear your voice, my friend.
Hey, Craig.
Hey, great interview with the Boston beat writer on the last podcast.
Thank you. I thought that was another genius idea by Ren Dax. That's why we will be answering the phone you're on with Ren and Brent.
All right, so let me first say this.
Why
everybody who's not staying at home and dealing with this stuff, stay at home. Trust me, my brother's a physician. It's not good. We've been locked up for a week. We're stir crazy right now. Thank you, NFL, for having free agency to give us some sort of distraction to this. It sucks because we have some big draft parties planned. We can't get out and celebrate together as well, too, right now. So, hey, stay at home. It's okay. We'll get back together soon. Let me get that out of the way. And, yes, wash your hands, too. Thanks, Brent, for bringing that up, too.
Hand sanitizer, not a substitute.
Are relevant again, people.
There you go, Craig. Talk about it, buddy.
The Bucs are relevant again, people. We're on every talk show, every scroller. Everybody wants to be with us. This is great. We don't have to worry about the potential of 51 interceptions like last year.
But,
I saw that tape.
Craig,
that was unbelievable.
No, but Craig, they're just bandwagon fans. That's all they are.
Oh.
They're just bandwagon fans.
Listen, winning cures all. I mean, you got the GOAT. You got the greatest of all time. The Super Bowl's in Tampa. I mean, you can't put anything better on paper than Tom Brady in pewter and red, or whatever new colors they're going to be. We don't know that really.
It's red and pewter. The color scheme is staying the same.
This is great.
Yeah.
Yes. This is people are going to sit around Brent and Ren at the game. They won't be like by themselves. No, they're going to have more hits on the podcast too. People want Bucs stuff now. This is great.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. We're relevant. I got made fun of at the store the other day. I wore my Bucs jersey. Like, oh, you're just wearing it because Tom. I'm like, yes, because we're relevant again. And now you know what jersey it is because I was here a few weeks ago and no one knew what it was.
Right.
We're relevant. It's just great.
Right.
Yeah, I find it funny that, that the fans that complain that no one shows up to Ray J are also the fans that complain that there's new fans coming back, or people that didn't maybe they were always Buck fans, but got disenchanted with the losing and just couldn't take it anymore. And now that Tom Brady's back, they want to jump back in on the team. I mean, all these people aren't coming from New England or just Tom Brady fans. Trust me. Like the majority of them are Buck fans coming back into the fold. But I just thought it was funny. It's like, no one fills the stadium. I don't want new fans. It's like, it can't be both ways because the ones that were with you there is only about 30,000,
Right.
Yeah. These people don't remember there was 100,000 waiting list back in the late 90s, early 2000s when Ray J opened.
Mm-hmm.
And now that list went way away too.
And you had to pay $5,000.
Raising James was the place to be on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you had to pay $5,000 for the right to buy tickets.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, that number was 10,000 in Carolina a couple years ago. So yeah, that's crazy. If I had to pay $5,000 just for the right to buy the tickets and pay them another, $5,000 for tickets or however much it's going to cost, I don't have that kind of disposable money, but I mean, man, I'm with you. I love the fact that people are talking about the Bucs. It always used to piss me off as a Bucs fan when you'd watch the highlight reel and the only time they showed the Bucs was if they were getting beat on a play in a highlight reel, like a promo package that they were doing for something, or they'd put out the teams and they just never talked about the Bucs. Like I stopped listening to ESPN and watching SportsCenter and stuff because they never talked about the Bucs. I don't watch any of those shows. I am now because they're starting to talk about teams that I care about.
There's every sports radio show across the country is talking about it. You got Cowherd calling about it. JT the Brig, Adam Shine, Mad Dog, every radio. Bucs. This is awesome. All right. This is a franchise that has a 387 win percentage lifetime. We're relevant again.
Hey, that'd be great if this was a baseball team. Who cares
if you're bandwagon or not? Yes.
Right.
So
hey, Craig,
come on, people. Enjoy this. We have 2 years of maybe a third, that we could potentially have the greatest quarterback retire in our uniform with maybe getting a Super Bowl ring for us. This is the best you can ask for. And we don't have to have the Jameis argument next season as well, too. Do we extend him? Do we franchise him? That's gone. I think this should stop the splintering of the fan base as well, too, because you don't have that argument anymore. You have the quarterback that everybody in the league wanted, the guy with the most rings. You don't think he's going to bring into that locker room? You don't think Mike Evans and Godwin are going to step the game up, the offensive line, the defense? This guy, when he walks in there, they're all going to be buttoned up. There's no more the BS that's going to happen.
Hey, let me ask you about this though. You remember when Peyton Manning went to the Broncos a bunch of years ago, left the Colts, went to the Broncos, and went to a Super Bowl, and then he went back to the next Super Bowl. He wound up winning that last one before he retired. Do you remember watching Peyton Manning? He wasn't much good. He really wasn't. But it was Peyton Manning. He still controlled what was going on out there, But I mean, he personally looked like he was. I remember watching him in Super Bowl, just going, "Man, he looks toast. He looks done." But it didn't matter because it was Peyton Manning. It was a guy who was leading and controlling his team, and he knew how to use the people around him to where he didn't have to win the game. He could let the team around him win the game, and he just had to marshal them and get them down the road. I don't think Tom Brady is anywhere near to that kind of down slope that Peyton was on there in his last couple of games in that last season. I don't think he's anywhere near it. I could be wrong. We'll see.
No,
they start playing.
Not even close.
Yeah, go ahead.
I saw Peyton play against the Bucs when Josh Freeman was quarterbacking then as well too, and Peyton looked amazing then. Obviously, towards the end, good, but at the same time, isn't that the same game that kind of put Cam Newton on the skids as well too of his career? He had one person retire, and after that, Cam Newton's never been the same as well too. Yeah,
he got really beat up that year, and then coming out early next season, they tried to do the same thing, and defenses were just ready for him, and it looked like the old Pistons way he used to control Jordan. It's like anytime he got the ball, they would just kill him. Like it doesn't matter. Like, we'll take the penalty. We're going to hit you in the head. We're going to hit you in the knee. We're going to put you on the ground hard. But I want to talk about something because I like your takes and I like your opinions. You talked about Revelins, now you see like Jenna Lane's like on ESPN all the time. Rick Stroud just did that article about what Tom Brady really wanted, and you saw like all the national guys like tweeting at him, "Good job!" Like you mentioned, like Colin Cowherd, like all the names that on Twitter are went out of their way to congratulate on Rick sort of clearing up this whole mess that somebody started on ESPN and a passing comment about Brady wanting control of the roster and such things. So I started thinking like, if you look at ESPN, it's like inundated with all these Boston beat writers. They've gone on to bigger, better things, done some cameos and stuff. How much, if you were a beat writer, somebody like Stroud, somebody like Ira, somebody like Reynolds from Pewter Report, how much do you think that the Bucs because they have the worst winning percentage of any of the big four teams that are currently have a franchise. Like they're the worst overall throughout their history of the big four. So that's like over 100 teams. How much do you think that covering a team like that has hindered some of these reporters to actually go on and do bigger and better things?
I think from the media and the paper wise, I agree. But TV wise, there's been a lot of big people that have come out of Tampa. You had Sage Steele. What was the show? It was before the Get Up or whatever. Before that, there's Channel 28 had produced almost, I think, 3 people that are either on NFL Network or ESPN that had prominent roles as well too. So I think from the TV side, you have some big ones. But from the media side, how much fun is it to be getting calls and interviews and not have to talk about Jameis anymore? Listen, I'm a Jameis fan, but they don't have to field those questions in those tweets anymore. Do you think they're going to extend them? That's all gone.
Yeah.
We have, and then not only that, how about guys like you and other ones like Scott and other? You have a team that's going to get more hits on the web. That you have a better product and you'll sell more ads as well too. So everything happens. Winning cures all. Winning fixes everything. The only thing I'd say is Greg Allman's got to get a better source at Burns Steakhouse, but that's another story. I read that in The Athletic as well too. Did you guys read about that?
What with The Athletic?
Well, no, Greg Allman when he said his source at Burns Steakhouse that they all had dinner with.
Yeah. Like, no, right. Yeah, it's no. I mean, it's. Here's the thing, and I can say this, Ren. You would agree with me on this, I'm sure. When the team is winning, this is a lot more fun to do.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just our job. That's just what we do here. Forget these guys that actually do this professionally. Now, Rick Stroud, I believe. Now, I could be wrong, but I just remember when we talked to him, we had him on this show. I believe he told us he's had some opportunities to go national, but he's chosen to stay local. But you got to think of like a Greg Allman, maybe even a Scott Reynolds, a Jenna Lane, some of these other people in there that Ira or these guys that Ren's right. This just covering this crappy team may have kept them down just on a getting notoriety level.
You get no exposure. It's a lot harder to sort of move up the ladder. Like if you have no exposure, you don't get offers coming to you. You got to go and chase them down.
Right. So they could have that.
So it was just something I thought about.
But it'll be, I mean, Craig, you're absolutely right. The clicks are going to go up, which is great. And it's going to mean when clicks go up, which is fine. You're going to have more follows on Twitter. I think we're up about 250, maybe 300 followers since the news broke, somewhere around there on the PewterCast Twitter account. And that's fun. I can tell you our numbers have all spiked, and I'm sure everybody's are spiking out there. And all of that's fun and good, and we love it. And hopefully we'll hear more new people coming into our PewterCast live shows as the season goes on. By the way, guys, we do a show like this after every single game, unless we don't do one. But we do one after every single game where you guys get to call in. We get to talk about the game that we just saw. So this is all going to be fun. And Craig, I mean, I'm with you on the excitement level of this being a relevant team again. It's good to have them back. And, I think like anyone else, I'm more ready for the season now, more ready to see what's going to happen. Let's just get there. And, let's kind of echo, I think, Craig's point. Everybody stay inside, wash your hands. Let's kick this virus's ass so we can have a season. And I know Ren thinks we're just going to have one anyway, but I don't know. Weird things could happen,
But
let's have a season.
Of the feeling you had leaving after the Falcons game last year, the last game, the pick six.
Yeah.
And it's a flip of a 180.
Yeah.
Now you can't wait to get back in the stadium because you're like, Tom Brady's going to be the next quarterback I see under center for the Bucs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I can't wait to get in it. I can't wait to watch warm up. Even if he doesn't play the preseason game, I just want to see him in the uniform just to see how it looks when he puts the helmet on our sideline. This is going to be unbelievable. And not only that, we're going to have primetime games. I'll tell you, we'll be on Sunday night. We'll be on Thursday night. We'll be on Monday night.
Yeah.
And listen, we play at the Lions. Don't be surprised if we're on Thanksgiving in Detroit as well, too. That could be an unbelievable Thanksgiving for us.
When was the last time the Buccaneers played on Thanksgiving?
Turkey stuffing and Tom Brady and Pewter and Red. You can't beat that. That's the best day ever before you go shopping the next day.
Craig, promise me.
I'm so excited.
Craig, I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna let you go. We'll let somebody else call in. But promise me you're going to call in every single week this year, please. I miss talking to you, brother.
Like that.
I miss talking to you, brother. I really do, man.
And seriously, and on a serious note, everybody else, please be safe out there. My brother's a physician in San Francisco. He sees it on the front line. It's a bad thing right now. Stay home. You're not doing anything by going out. Just stay home, relax, watch some. And it's stir crazy. I get it, but just stay home and let's all get together when this thing is done.
There you go. We'll do it. Craig, thanks so much, man. We'll talk to you on a future week. All right, brother. There he goes. Craig in Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. Longtime caller, longtime listener, longtime friend of the show. Always love his thing. Hey, we've gotten some questions here. Eric, who was with us earlier, wants to know if you think that we will be on Hard Knocks this year, Ren.
I hope not.
I don't think Hard
Vegas.
Knocks. Do what?
I think Vegas would be the one to go to.
Probably Vegas. I would prefer us to be on All or Nothing. I think that would be a fun one to see. I'd rather see that one than Hard Knocks, to be honest with you, is All or Nothing.
And I'm not sure the Bucs are. I don't think you. I think you have to wait a certain amount of years between appearances. And I'm not sure that it's been long enough. I don't want that Hard Knocks mess. I was there every day with those guys.
Yeah,
they did a great job of staying out of the way, but they weren't.
We still had players humping trees. Let's face it.
I don't even talk about that anymore.
Hey, we've got a new caller on the line from somewhere there in Florida. Hey, who do we have on the line with us here?
John Riley, Super Rookie.
John Raylios, what's up, buddy?
Let's just get a moment of silence for Jameis Winston first. For his time in Tampa, let's give a moment of silence.
All right, moment's over. What's up, man?
Yeah. I'm good, I heard Tom Brady coming to Tampa. At first I was shocked.
Did you hear that rumor?
Well, I heard it, and I was shocked. And then when it was official, I was like, wow, like it actually happened. I do feel bad for Jameis. I was 100% ready for him. I felt like he could have been the guy. But the organization doesn't. He believes Tom Brady's the guy, and I'm going to support him. I'm a little hyped now because all the attention we're getting now. This is probably the most attention we ever got since we won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sorry, John. Before you move on, I do want to say, I know that Ren and I have both kind of said, and Ren, I'm sorry if I'm speaking for you, so correct me if I got you wrong on this. If it wasn't Tom Brady, I still wanted Jameis Winston. That's who I wanted, but short of it being Jameis Winston, or what surprised me was in Rick Stroud's article where he said that the Bucs, he flat out said Bruce Arians didn't want Jameis back, and like their order of priority was Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers, Teddy Bridgewater, and then Jameis was like mixed in there if they couldn't get anyone else, which surprised me because that wasn't the order. That, like, I understand getting Tom Brady if you have the chance to get Tom Brady, but short of that, I wanted Jameis back. But the organization didn't. Yeah. Yeah. Which, I mean, I can understand the frustration there. I really can. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else Bruce saw that he, didn't talk about. Or if he was just so over the interceptions, because 30 interceptions is a lot of interceptions. Everything, but 5,000 yards is a lot of yards. 33 touchdowns is a lot of touchdowns too. But geez, yeah. And we have people in the chat room that are saying they were ready to move on, and I get that. So anyway, go on, John. What were you saying about being hyped from all the attention we're getting?
Yeah, I'm thinking that this, that for once everybody's talking about us, which I've been somewhat angry of that we have never been talked about. But maybe a guy like Ali Marpet now can make the Pro Bowl. That's probably a thing that could happen now.
Yeah, one of the reasons we've said Ali doesn't make the Pro Bowl is just being, same reason Levante David is just being on this team. He doesn't get the notoriety, so to speak, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. First season, let's see how it goes, but, I was surprised of what Brady's demands were, very little, bare none, but, that's cool. That means he really wanted to join us. So I guess I was wrong with his heart not being in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that remains to be seen, but yes, I think you're wrong. I mean, you can't really make a decision that his heart wasn't in it until we watch him play. Mm-hmm. But, you keep hearing these stories about chip on his shoulder. Like I heard, what somebody said in chat, or maybe I saw it on Twitter, like he still introduces himself as, "Hi, I'm Tom Brady, the 199th pick in the draft." Like, you got 6 rings. Like, it's time to let that go, but he doesn't. And now the chip is the Patriots, even though all he did for them wouldn't give him just a 2-year deal. They wanted to go year to year from him. And if you went back and listened to the interview we just had with Evan, was about how Bill Belichick still kept Tom Brady as like an employee, he didn't treat him as an equal. And it was something that, after, 19 years of doing it, he was done with it. And then I think the final straw was when Hopkins and Diggs both got traded like the first day of free agency, and the Patriots didn't do anything. And that's that same day he went to Robert Kraft's house and sat down and talked to him. He was like, "Hey, I'm out of here." It's just I gotta go.
Yeah. John, did we lose you, buddy? I think we might have lost John there. Heard him click out. So he'll call us back if he needs to. But hey, listen, if you want to drop into the chat, you want to drop in with Ren and I, there's a link right down there. You can click on it. Dropped it over in the chat room as well. Or you can give us a call, 864-729-BUCS. That's 864-729-2827. What do you guys have to say about Tom Brady, about the departure of Jameis Winston? Ren, you want to talk about Jameis for just a sec, just briefly? Or am I going to get yelled at?
No.
One of the things. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Vent a little.
Oh no, I was just going to say one of the things that I kept seeing out on Bucs social media this week is. Hold on, we'll get right back to it. Let's answer this call. People who interrupt us, which is what we exactly invite them to do. Who do we have here tonight? You're on the line with Brent and Ren.
What's up, peeps?
What's going on? Who we talking to?
This is. I got some more questions I just thought about this now.
Oh, is this Eric?
Yeah.
Eric double dipping. What's up, Eric? I'll give you 3 questions, man. Go ahead.
Do you think the Bucs will trade Joe Illman? You think the Patriots will trade Joe Illman to the Bucs? I heard that could be a possibility.
Julian Edelman. Ren, what do you think?
No.
All right.
Third round pick will be too much.
No, I don't, because you're gonna have to give a draft pick for him. I know that they're best buds and all, but it's just not the best way to use like a third or a fourth rounder where it's gonna take on a guy who, quite frankly, is just as old as Tom Brady, and who, by the way, didn't get a lot of separation last year. Like Edelman's on his way out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How about do you guys think the Bucs will go after Kareem Hunt for a second round pick out of the you think the Bucs will play the second round pick for Tinder? Kareem Hunt?
I do not. I do not, because I think you can get a back who's comparable in the second round. Use that pick on a guy that will give you 4 years on a rookie deal. It'd be much cheaper. It's not that I don't like Kareem Hunt, but I just don't think. Deion Lewis is a possibility. Deion Lewis is a yeah. Deion Lewis is a possibility. He did play with Brady when he was at New England, went to Tennessee, sort of fanned out. But if you couldn't catch passes, out of the backfield in Tennessee's offense, I watched those playoff games and sort of the last few weeks of the Tennessee game, and Derrick Henry was all worldly. I never saw Deion Lewis. I never saw him on the field. And in a system where the quarterback wasn't asked to push the ball down the field at all, you would think that Deion Lewis would have flourished in that. So, there's a little question mark there. You hit the nail on the head. The guy that I want to look at would be Freeman out of Atlanta. An excellent third down back, a guy that can pick up the blitz, has good hands. He's explosive. He would be my pick if you're going to pick up a back in free agency. And then I still would draft a back in round 2.
There you go. All right, Eric, man, thank you so much for your call. The line is open if you guys want to call in. 864-729-BUCKS. That's 864-729-2827. Or click the link in the chat room there. Join us. Drop in right here to the video feed. Was talking about Jameis Winston just before that phone call there, Ren.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I kept seeing on social media this year, this week, I did that again. This week was the Buccaneers don't know how to say goodbye to somebody. They're really bad at breakups. Yeah. Jameis Winston comes in blood, sweat, and tears for the last 5 years, and the Buccaneers can't look. The Patriots gave Tom Brady a full page ad, and okay, to that I'm like, Tom Brady was with them for 20 years, won 6 Super Bowls, went to a lot more. There's a little bit more history there with that, but Jameis Winston hadn't even fully said goodbye yet. There was, I don't know what people wanted to have happen out of that. And today, Jameis Winston posted an Instagram page, or maybe last night, Jameis Winston posted Instagram saying, "Hey, it's been great, Tampa. Thanks so much. I'm moving on." And the Buccaneers posted a graphic saying, "Thanks for the last 5 years, Jameis," which I think was fully appropriate, and no more was needed. And the timing was actually probably pretty good too.
Yeah, I don't really understand that whole thing. This kind of started when Gerald McCoy left.
Yes. Yes.
And then a lot of people brought up how Brooks and Sapp were kind of shown the door type of deal, because that was, and we've talked about that because the Glazers right around that time had just bought Manchester United, and they were under terrible cap crunch, and maybe they didn't really want to get rid of Brooks or Sapp just yet. They just had to. So I think that the Glazers have sort of learned their mistakes. But McCoy's not Brooks or Sapp, and neither's Winston. All these players that I see that have been let go, like I didn't see Tennessee send off Jack Conklin. He's been their starting guard, first round draft pick for 4 years. I don't see anybody else doing it.
Right.
If it's somebody I
was gonna say, the last team I saw do something like that, I think, was when Joe Thomas retired for the Browns.
Yeah,
and he played for the Browns for 14 years or something like that. It was a long time.
Yeah,
that's an appropriate thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's an appropriate thing. It's like you got fired.
Right.
You got fired.
Yeah.
I'm not I really don't get it. But apparently that's important to some people. Honestly, I could care less. I could care less.
Yeah. I'm with you. Yes. And I think what the Bucs did was fully appropriate, and was fine. I thought the timing was great. Jameis heading out. All right, I think we've already covered this. Jameis, just if anyone's clear, Jameis is not coming back as the backup to sit under Tom Brady for the next couple of years and then retake the reins in a couple of years when he leaves. That's not happening. It will be somebody else. We're moving on. We're switching this whole deal. If you guys want to call and let us know your thoughts on anything, 864-729 Bucks. It's 864-729-2827. Ren, I want to ask you this question. I was actually going to ask this with Craig when he was still on. Craig, if you're still in the chat, you're listening, I'd love to know your answer. Would you prefer, or are you okay with the idea that how do I want to ask this question? All right, we got Tom Brady coming in. Tom Brady's on a short leash, not short leash. He's on a short time span here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bruce Arians, we've also talked about, is also on a short time span here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? You and I have both talked about wanting a little more longevity of the quarterback position and what we're doing there. However, we got Tom Brady. We're in here now. Are you okay with the idea of doing basically what the Bucs are doing right now to go all in, go get the ring right now? Because I think there's little doubt in what we're seeing. These guys are making a full press push to go get a ring. Like that's what they're doing right now, right? And even if that means we blow it all up here in just a little bit and go get press the entire reset button here in a couple of years.
Well, that's the thing. Like the way they keep scheduling these contracts, like you see the Todd Gurley contract. Like the Bucs don't have to let somebody go because their contract's awful. Like it just happened to somebody, like some cornerback, some cornerback. Nick, the Jaguars, I don't have no idea how they traded him, but like they had to get from underneath Nick Foles' contract. Like, the Bucs don't make these mistakes. Last year it was like, oh, we don't have any money. How could we be so terrible and not have any money? Well, we went and got guys, and they planned for this year. All these free agents are done. Probably at the time we're thinking they're going to, get Jameis Winston to an extended contract, and they had all the money. Like they know what they're doing. So this kind of thing doesn't happen with them. So there's not going to be a blow up. Like I don't understand how people. This is what's weird about the Winston Brady argument for me. Like if Jameis Winston signed a long-term deal, we're still just hoping, right? I hope he can get the interceptions under control. The Vegas odds on the Buccaneers were at 50-1. Okay. As soon as Tom Brady signed, in a matter of hours, they dropped to 22-1. Less than half.
Right.
If you look at this roster, this is a very talented roster. And that's all you hear on these shows that now we're talking about. It's NFL Network, ESPN. Right. Look at his weapons, an upcoming defense. Like, and they talk about, Vita Vea, and they talk about they signed JPP and Shaq's back, and they got and then Levante David. Hey, watch out for this guy. No, you've never heard of him. And then they got Devin White, and then the young secondary. That's kind of a question mark, but you saw the big leaps and bounds they made near the end of the year. So people are saying, oh, well, they're not just one player away. Yeah, they were. And you know what it was? It was the quarterback. Vegas has been business for 50 plus years. Like they cut it in half.
Right.
So the way this roster is built, and Jason Light and Mike Greenberg have done this, they've made a very nice roster.
Right.
Look, I wanted to work out with Jameis too. The only, what's been holding this team back? It's been Jameis Winston.
It has. Yeah.
It has. Yeah. It really has. Yeah. Yes, the defense has been terrible.
That's coming from people who have spent the last 5 years defending Jameis Winston.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, his run game isn't the greatest. Yes, his defense has been poor sometimes.
Yeah.
But Jameis Winston loses more games for you than he wins for you. And Evan talked about it, like you can't have negative plays coming from the quarterback position.
And
everyone's, and you could talk about how, it's the media. The media are always down on Jameis Winston. Look at his market.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one tweet about a team being interested in it. I've seen tweets about here maybe is a fit for him here. Yeah. Like everyone's talking about he can't be a starter. Like everyone who was, wanted Jameis to move on or felt it was a good idea or like we're sad about it, but I think we should, like, we're all wrong.
Right.
Where's this huge market for this guy?
Yeah.
And you
That's
bring in
telling.
one guy
telling,
who,
yeah.
by the way, is 42 years old, and your odds drop in half.
Right.
It's the same team. They haven't even upgraded tackle yet.
No.
So I just don't get this back and forth. I mean,
the only outside other free agent we've brought in is a backup guard. That's everybody else that we've re-signed has been our own people coming back in.
Yeah.
Ren, we've got somebody.
Thing.
We've got somebody who wants to join us here in the chat. Let me see if I can bring them in, see what they want to contribute to this conversation. This guy is Johnny. Hey, Johnny, what's going on there, pal?
Hi. How you guys doing?
Good. What's up, Johnny?
Might not know this, but John Raleigh, Newport Richie, how you guys doing? I'm
back.
It's
you.
John's double dipping too.
John's double dipping.
We're gonna have to make a new rule.
There you go. Wearing your Winston jersey.
One last time, for good old sake.
There you go.
You can wear it as much as you want, man. What's up, man?
Yeah.
So one thing I think is it due to this coronavirus thing that's why we heard this report of all these free agents wanting to come to Tampa. Is it like is it because of we're having problems? Are we trying to I heard we're trying to re-sign our guys first. Are we going to do that first and then try to sign free agents, or what do you think it's going to happen?
Well, all the reports that we've gotten from people in the building is that the plan is go get Tom Brady, sign all of our guys. That's the Bucs offseason plan. Re-sign all our guys, go get Tom Brady. That's about it. Everything else is going to be real low and under the radar. So, this is our big free agent signing. I wouldn't expect any more. And after this, we're going to draft and we're going to fill in holes. And that's about what we're doing. So,
yeah, I definitely do think we still need offensive linemen, maybe a little bit of D-line. Definitely, we haven't brought in a veteran corner, which I thought we should. That's weird.
Yeah, that's true. But with Tom Brady taking up this huge chunk of money, Shaq Barrett taking up a big chunk of money, JPP almost putting 1.5 times what I thought he was going to get. He got about 4 or 5 million more than I expected him to get.
Mm-hmm.
It's put a big dent in it. Now, I think the Buccaneers, that report came out and sort of the local media took it as, what do you mean it's unexpected? They felt that Schefter was reporting that it was unexpected. Wow, I'm shocked the Bucs these free agents. I think that report came from inside, Advent Health Center, saying that the Buccaneers staff was a little surprised about how many people were now reaching out to them going, hey, take a look at me. That's the way I think it was. But there's only so much money to go around. They brought back Adams today, so they sort of shored up the safety position. Jason Lias talked about how he likes the safety position. If you bring in a veteran corner, I like it, but who are you going to bench? You got 3 young guys. I mean, I know, I think Ali Marpet has more years in the league than those guys combined. But you got 3 young guys. Do you want to really stunt their growth? I understand, but maybe a guy on the tail end of his career that can be a mentor, but doesn't.
I was thinking more
we'll take a backup. Yeah, for depth.
So that way, we don't have to bring back Ryan Smith, and then he's our backup cornerback.
Yeah, so for depth and I think now with Brady here, the Bucs really get the pick of the litter for their third wide receiver. I think that's sort of opened up. It was kind of we want Perriman back. We'll see if we can afford it. But I think now, and this is pure speculation, that this is something that the Buccaneers now can look at and go, wait a minute, we got a lot more guys to choose from that, want to come here, which means they, might take a little less money. And it's become sort of like an anti-bidding war among the wide receivers. It's right. It's name that tune. I'll do it for $4 million. I'll do it for $3 million. I'll do it for $2.5 million. So that's kind of what I think is going on there. But besides, we don't have a lot of holes, third wide receiver, running back, if they can upgrade the tackle position again.
Really, just
everything else. Yeah, Minter's back.
Yeah.
So really, we just need to bring Hugh, and then it just can be the depth, backup.
Yeah, and look, here's the thing: if we don't get Sue, I mean, that's where I think we're looking at that at a pretty good draft pick for him. I think to me, that's what I see is you got Sue, or we've got a big draft pick coming in that area. Outside of that, I mean, I hate to say that it's simple, but it seems fairly simple. Running back, offensive line, maybe shore up the D line a little bit. We have a great mix on this team of veteran players and young people still on their rookie contracts who are doing good stuff and are coming along nicely. So, I'm pretty happy with where the team's at. And so much of this, I mean, Ren, we've said for the last 5 years or for the last bunch of years, we're not that far away. This is a good roster. We get into the season and every single Bucs fan is blindsided and flabbergasted at a 6-9 record or a 6-10 record or a 7-9 record or 4-12 or 5 and whatever. Like it's like we go 5-11 back-to-back years and we're like, oh my God, why? There's no way. And you hear the players going, we're better than this. We know that we're better than this. We hear Dirk Cutter saying to Jameis Winston, this is the best roster that we've ever had since you've been quarterback here. And we go 5-11 that year? Are you kidding me? So anyway, John, I give you one more thing and then I'm going to get you out of here, buddy. What's up?
All right. And so definitely with Tom Brady coming in, all I got to say is probably, hopefully I guess my prediction was kind of right in some way that this decade will be the decade that we finally break the no playoff streak, and I thought that this could be our decade. In some ways it could be. I guess my prediction could be coming right that this could in some ways could be our decade, maybe early on, but I think we're definitely playoff bound, hopefully Super Bowl bound.
Hopefully we got 2 extra teams in the playoffs this year. So John, man, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, man. And I'm not satisfied with staying at just the playoffs. I want us to go all the way. Because if you go to the playoffs, that just means you took longer to fail. So anyway, hey, Ren, buddy, we're sitting here at about an hour and 15 minutes now on this show. So why don't we go ahead and start winding this down? We'll go ahead and we'll shut all the phone lines down. We'll shut down our stream. And Ren, I'll give you a chance if there's anything left that you have that you want to discuss before we get out of here on the very first PewterCast live show, broadcast live on youtube.com.
Brought to you by Ren and Brent. No, I'm good. Basically we did the show so pretty much everyone could kind of get out their Brady Jameis opinions. It was nice to hear from Craig, see how, hear how excited he was over there in Vegas. Yeah, I'm good. I think we just, we were just talking to John there about, there's not that many holes left on this roster. So as we kind of get into day, get into day 3, basically,
right,
like the Bucs can truly just start to go best player available and then start upgrading depth. And, it's exciting.
I'm kind of at a spot where I need to sit down and look and see what the roster looks like right now. Like I need to see what the 90-man roster looks like, or even the 53-man roster as it is right now, because I think that'll give you a better grasp. But like in my head, we're okay. We don't have that many issues around the, we're at that spot now where all we're looking at is trying to upgrade spots. Like we're okay there, but we could use an upgrade. Like Andrew Adams is okay. We could use an upgrade there. I've heard people talk about Alex Kappa. Like Alex Kappa's fine. We could still use an upgrade there though. Rojo for the strides that he took last year, and who knows what he's going to do this year. If there's a chance to upgrade that position, you take that spot, right? Like we're in that. What was it? Was it you that was saying a while ago, Ren? I'm kind of reaching into the back far reaches on my mind. Like when you have your B and C players turn into A and B players. Does that ring a bell with what I'm talking about?
Yes. I don't remember exactly how I said it, but
it's like when you have like your A players and you got a bunch of C players you're trying to upgrade to B, versus you have a bunch of A players and you have a bunch of B players where you're just trying to upgrade those into more A players. Or something of that nature. It's anyway, we've got pretty good to okay players that we could upgrade and get something better, not fill-in player stopgap measure. We need a warm body to plug in here. You know?
And if you go through, sort of the starting lineup, most of the guys are A and B players, or with the potential of becoming B players. It's still a little too early for, like I said, the secondary. But Devin White's an A player. David's an A player. JPP's an A player. Shaq's an A player. Via's an A player. You got to figure about Nassib. Nacho, he's a C player, but I like him a lot. Minter, he's a C player. Like him a lot.
Right.
Go across the offensive line. Donovan Smith, C. Alley, A. Jensen, B. Kappa, C. Improving, could be a B.
Right.
And we still have that hole at the tackle because I don't really know anything about this guy. Receivers, A.
And Dotson's not signed. Dotson's not on this team yet.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Wide receivers, both A's. Tight ends, B's. Brate might be a C. I think he's a B, B minus. Howard has potential to be an A.
Look, can I say something about Brate that this is going to piss off a lot of Bucs fans, I think. A lot of longtime Bucs fans. Brate was really good a couple of years ago. The last couple of years, Brate has not been good. For whatever reason, you say, oh, well, he's been overshadowed by OJ, or not highlighted in a Bruce Arians offense, or whatever, even under Dirk Cutter. Dirk Cutter's last year. Cameron Brate hasn't been really that good. Like he's had flashes.
Brate was really hurt 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He was really, really banged up, and that affected his thing. And I thought he played fine last year with the opportunities he was given. Of course, everyone's going to point out the 4th down catch that he dropped.
Yeah.
That would have been a first down and maybe possibly go down and win the game. I get that, but besides that, he was solid. I mean, they don't throw to him. So, I mean,
there you go. So that's okay, let me rephrase that. It's not that he's not been good. He hasn't shined, and in some cases because he hasn't been given the opportunity to shine. In some cases because his
last 2 years have not been his best 2 years.
Thank you. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. So, anyway, I'm glad to see Cameron Brate back because I am particularly excited, knowing how Tom Brady likes to use his tight ends. I'm excited to see what could happen with both Cameron Brate and OJ Howard. Despite Bruce Arians doesn't use tight ends in his offense. Like, I'm very excited to see what could happen with these two guys.
We'll find out for sure this year.
We definitely will. And with that, Ren, why don't we go ahead and close this show out? It's been staring people in the face all show long, but if anybody wants to get in touch with you, Ren, and talk to you about anything that we've talked about today here on the PewterCast Live, why don't you tell the folks how they can get in touch with you and follow you on Twitter?
Best place to find me is on Twitter, at Rendax, REN_DAXT. I'm always down to talk Buccaneers football.
And if you guys want to get in touch with me, you can find me at...
Take that, coronavirus. Pew, 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 pew.
You can
blew you out of the sky.
At Brent Allen Live. And that's across all the
Reach
social medias.
for the sky, coronavirus.
All right, Buzz. Or no, Woody. All right, Woody. PewterCast at the PewterCast on Twitter and on Facebook. Email us to thepewtercast@gmail.com. We'd love to receive that. Hey, listen, be on the lookout for more PewterCast Live. This is your show, folks. This is where you guys call in. You drop into the chat here. We'll talk about what you guys want to talk about, and we'll do that. So thanks to everybody who's joined us. Thanks to everybody who joined us live over in the chat room. You guys are awesome. It's been fun getting to interact with you guys over there, the whole show within the show. And then to everybody who's joining us on the podcast feed later, hello and welcome to you guys as well. But until next time, guys, that's going to do it for us. So we'll close the show out. As always, go Bucs.